With that, shifting our focus to more breaking news coming in, former US Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo has warned that Washington is making a big mistake with India, arguing that the current administration's trade posture risks alienating key partners while weakening America's global economic influence. So this is former US Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo criticizing Donald Trump's America Alone policy, warning it isolates allies and risks damaging ties with India amid escalating US-India trade tensions and tariff disputes. This reaction was given while she was speaking at the Harvard Kennedy School's Institute of Politics during a conversation with the former Treasury Secretary. She accused the Trump administration of pursuing an isolationist course that weakens US global influence. This is the latest comment coming in from former US Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo. She also spoke of how on her list of top 20 things she would be critical of the administration is also upsetting the allies. Spoke of how America first is one thing, America alone is what is problematic, and how it's a disastrous policy. And America that's not a good friend or a partner or an ally to Europe, to Japan, is a weak America. So it's just not spoken of the US's existing relationship with India, but also other allies. Going across to Siddhant Mishra, who joins us with more details. It's a big warning coming in from former US Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo. Tell us a little bit about what you make of this sentence in its entirety, especially given how closely India-US trade relations are being viewed worldwide, Siddhant.
No, definitely there is a concern, big concern as far as the U.S. Strategic think tank community is concerned, and also the office bearers of the Biden administration. Definitely there is a concern, whether it's Tony Blinken or whether it's Jake Sullivan or whether it's Gina Raimondo. They all have been, talking about the way this relationship is going, and they are unhappy with this rough patch and the problems in the relationship. And perhaps now Gina Raimondo has spoken about the disturbance in this relationship, and perhaps she says that U.S. is making a big mistake with India. And she said that U.S. cannot be effective without a strong relationship with Europe or much of the Southeast Asia. In fact, she says that on my list of top 20 things that I would be critical of this administration for is pissing off all our allies. America first is one thing. America alone is a disastrous policy. And America that's not a good friend or partner or ally to Europe, to Japan, is a weak America. Perhaps, Gina Raimondo, as far as India-US ties are concerned, perhaps she played a very, very significant role when she was the Commerce Secretary in Biden administration. In fact, she visited India a couple of times, to strengthen ties. So these are those characters in DC in the Biden administration who were personally involved in strengthening India-US strategic partnership, whether it's Jake Sullivan, whether it's Tony Blinken, whether it's Gina Raimondo, and not just the United States relations with India. In fact, their closest ally, the transatlantic relationship, which used to be considered as the holy cow. U.S.-Japan relationship, again, a holy cow, a very important ally of the United States in Pacific. Perhaps because of the trade, these allies are looking for more partners now, trade diversification, etc., etc. So that is definitely a concern with the strategic community, with think tanks in DC, and this is exactly what Gina Raimondo highlighted.
These are reactions that have come in every now and then, Siddhant, from the US think tank. We've also seen several Democrats opine this in the highest possible manner. They've been raising it at the highest levels. How has the US administration all in all responded to this kind of criticism, these kind of statements? Because all in all, a person like Gina Raimondo opining that this kind of an isolationist or unilateral behavior is not going to do US well in the long-term scenario is a huge one.
Absolutely, because as far as the last administration's policies, is concerned, perhaps they were focusing more on containing China, So they were focusing on strengthening ties with allies in Asia, Southeast Asia, etc. But because of President Trump's policies like tariff, additional tariff for buying Russian crude, the way United States have been engaging with the closest partners, allies for the trade negotiation, have perhaps led United States onto the path of isolation. So she has to say America first is definitely a good policy. Perhaps it should always be the policy of any administration in power. But at the same time, it should not be America isolated. And these policies are isolating the United States. Now you look what's happening in Europe. As I said, the transatlantic relationship was the holy cow. The Japan, the way the tariffs.
Okay, so it's a big warning that US is making a big mistake with India. Let's see how official reactions, if at all, pour into that big comment coming in. For now, we shift our focus